Hi, I'm Steve from Norfolk and Good Road to Self-Sufficiency, and this is July's update. And I have a question for you guys later. I wonder if you can help me, but we'll come to that. The gourds, you can see a couple there. They're shark fin gourds. Really surprised with how well they're doing. As you can see, they've gone all over the seat of gourd there. So we'll continue to monitor them and see how they go. But what I want to do is just flip the camera around, show you what's progress has been going on here on the small holding, and we'll get to that help that I need from you later. So as you can see, we've got some gourds coming on. There's one over there as well. Here, they're shark fin gourds. My snake gourds, they didn't go very well. There were some bottle gourds that I had, they didn't go very well either. So we're just left with these shark fin gourds, and we'll see how they do. As we've been harvesting stuff, I've put some beetroot in over there. There used to be some garlic there. There's some later sown onions behind them. Down here we've got some of the Bedford onions that are growing, and that one there is doing particularly well. The Red Barons, better than I've had in the past, and I think that's down to the no dig. And then there was some garlic here. I had a failed germination rate of some sweet corn, but those plants that did germinate and survive, somebody donated me some red sweet corn for popping. They're over there, and these are our sort of standard British sweet corn. Just a couple of lettuces and some nasturtiums in there as well. Still haven't got round to harvesting the broad beans yet. I think might do that later today. But I've chucked some sunflowers in amongst them as well, so once the broad beans are gone, get some sunflowers going through. Run of beans growing up the seat of gourd, they're doing all right. Lots of flowers, so hopefully lots of beans. Courgettes in between the two rows of peas that are there. They're doing okay. We've had a few off of them already, they're really tasty. The Mange 2 peas have gone bananas. They're doing really, really well. I didn't realise that they grew so high. I'll have a bigger frame next year. And these are normal peas, they're Hurst green. So they're starting to come on. There's some sweet peas that I forgot to plant out. These are a climbing bean that are no flowers yet, but they're certainly climbing. So we'll see how they get on. My salad station. So we've got the tomatoes growing up. They're doing really well. I've got to get in there and sort them out a little bit, but they're okay. Got some radishes growing in the buckets as well, and across the top got these old soda bottles that I've put sort of lettuces and spring onions in. That's all doing well. Strawberries, this lot here were planted probably October time, so they've done really well. These were planted in the spring. They're a little bit behind, but hopefully we'll get a few more strawberries off them. That should get into full production next year, and we'll probably extend the strawberry bed over to that area over there, and maybe plant those asparagus that are there as well. We've had some cauliflower out of here. We've had loads and loads of kale. Note to self, don't plant so many kale plants because they go mad. Sprouts are coming on okay. Carrots in tubs, polytunnels full of chilli and more tomatoes. Got potatoes growing there. They're our second earlies, and the ones with the flowers on are our main crop. I was gifted a vine And I also had a request for some Gardener's Delight tomatoes. So I thought, spurred on by the tomato station, I constructed the vine station. So the vine had quite a few bunches of small grapes on it, but having just planted it, I'm trying to train it along the wires. So I snipped off all the bunches that were on it, but since I planted it about a week ago, we're starting to get a little bunch of grapes there. So these are a red variety, just some flower plants I've sown from seed in there. Don't know how they'll do, I might have sown them a bit late. But we've got the Gardener's Delight there. So yeah, I was quite happy with that. That's coming on really well. In plot 6 we've got leeks doing really well. Been harvesting beetroot as we go. There's a few more in there need to get out. These are multi-sown onions. They seem to be doing okay. Lollo Rosso lettuce, spinach, Masuran little gem lettuces, more beetroot, more spinach. Yeah, so all in all, with the produce that's growing, I'm really happy with that. Compost is coming on. I'm in the process of riddling that lot there. So that was sort of full up to there. So I've riddled all that through, and that's coming into, goes through the riddler here, drops into the wheelbarrow, and then we bag it up. So the other thing I'm working on at the moment is starting to tidy this up. This is going to be the chicken run. There were a load of branches coming from these conifers through the fence. A couple of months ago I cut all them off, and yesterday, they've been laying here for a couple of months, so yesterday I cleared all them, moved them down over the way there, ready for just processing it into wood chips and for the bonfire. But I'm hoping to divide this area up into 3 sections to have 2, possibly 3 coops working on it, and I'll show you the progress on that as we go. So that's all the branches that come from, or came through the fence on the chicken run, so they're all ready for processing into wood chip and getting onto the fire. So we should have a good lot of wood chip there to put on the potato bed for next year. But now this is where I need your help. Yesterday when I was cutting the grass under the trees here and over in the orchard over there, I came across 2 different types of mushrooms. I don't know anything about mushrooms apart from what I buy at the supermarket, but I would like to get to know if some of the mushrooms that grow around here are quite edible. So first of all, a little bit of history about this area. It was once all pasture land, and the council took over the edge of the pasture land, built some houses on there, which were a number of years ago sold off privately. So round here we have some mature silver birch trees, and it was in this area here where I noticed the first type of mushroom. I think they may be a Russian flirt or the flirt. It's supposed to be edible. I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you a close-up of where some of them are still growing, where I hadn't mangled them with the lawnmower yesterday. So let's get quite close down and personal with these little fellas here. You can see they've got a sort of flush pink cap that goes almost to the edge of them, and I got some that I picked yesterday, and I'll show you them up in close up in a minute. But I would value anybody's advice on these. Let me show you the others. So over here in what I loosely call the orchard area, because hopefully we'll get some fruit out of it at some point. I've got 1 or 2 more trees to take down and some dead branches of some of the trees to take out, but there's no way I'm doing that at the moment with birds nesting. We'll wait till September time before we do any more chainsaw work here in the orchard. So we've got old apple tree behind me, there's a self-seeded oak, self-seeded hawthorn. They'll probably come out, you know, as much as I like the oak, I'm going to be dead before that's of any use to me. So let me switch camera around and show you these mushrooms. Now, I think, according to my research on Shroomify, a good mushroom identifying app, but you can never be 100% certain, I think these are called persistent wax cap. So let me turn the camera around and we'll get down and close to where they're actually growing. Okay, so here we've got what I think is the persistent wax cap. Whether you guys agree with me or not, I don't know. As I say, I'm clueless at these sort of things. So I just wanted to give you a real sort of close-up of where they're growing. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether that's a completely different mushroom to these ones here, which I want identifying, because I did notice that just here there's another all black one, or whether it's just those that have gone over. But we can see these little ones emerging there, so they've come through since yesterday. But let me go to the table and I'll show you the underside and what have you of these different mushrooms. Hi again. So here's where I need your help. I will start with the flirt, or Russian flirt, I think it's sometimes called. But as I say, I may be completely wrong, because when they come out of the ground, they have these sort of rounded caps. So you sort of pick that sort of cap type. But as they get a bit older, the caps seem to invert. I don't know what the correct technical term is, because as I say, I know nothing about mushrooms apart from what I get at the supermarket. But the gills are sort of white, and they come right down to the base. They don't fold over, and they go right to the tip. There's obviously some sort of word for that. So if you guys could help me identify those, as to whether I'm going to poison myself, make myself high eating these, or whether I'm going to enjoy a nutty flavour from them. So there, the flirt. The other ones are these persistent wax caps. So the gills are a bit different. I don't know whether you can see on there, they seem to stop short of joining the stem and then go back up to the cap. And that shape of cap seems to be quite consistent. So they're a lovely sort of orangey colour. So if any of you are mushroom experts out there and you can help me. Oh, wind took the camera there. Yeah, the wind is starting picking up, but the sun's coming out, so it's time for me to crack on and process all of those offcuts of wood, get some more wood chip for the garden, and obviously there's 101 other jobs to do. At some point I've got to start moving the fence around in the chicken run there. So I wish you well, stay safe, thanks for watching this far. Please comment below, let me know what you think those mushrooms are. Much appreciated, that'd be really good. Once again, thank you for joining me on my journey, It's nice to actually be sitting down on my backside and enjoying a cup of tea for once. So I'll see you soon. Take care, y'all.